Alright, so this is bus blog number five coming at you. Today's topic is the Olympics and the bus, or rather the SkyTrain for those of you who feel like the SkyTrain is going to save us all from the transportation nightmares of the lower mainland, which, by the way, it isn't. But anyway, um, so one of the things that I've noticed lately is that on the bus on the B lines, the 98 and 99 B lines, which will eventually be replaced by the Canada line sometime in September. Um, and we'll get to the fact that the trains are running without people on them in a minute because I think that's kind of stupid. Um, Lots to talk about on this bus blog. We haven't done one in a while. Nobody's and people have stopped talking about them, so I figure I'll say something controversial and start some shit, and then hopefully you guys will all ring back in with your thoughts and your comments and your suggestions. By the way, just before we get into today's bus blog, the views expressed by me personally do not necessarily reflect the views of Geist Magazine or anybody else that I happen to work for, or Clever's Media, which basically I also happen to be working for with whatever. Anyway, on with the bus blog now that we've had our little disclaimer. So don't write in and be like, "Oh, why does Geist let this man on this blog?" They have no choice. I mean, they do have a choice, but really, it's my blog. Okay, so um, today's topic: the Olympics and the bus. Recently, I have noticed that on the B lines and the SkyTrain, I don't know as the commuter buses this is such a problem because it's only on the buses and the SkyTrains where boarding is sort of not controlled by the driver. Um, there's a bit of a problem because we are getting to a situation where the trains are overcrowded, and so rather than wait for the next train, as the polite Canadians we're all supposed to be, people push onto the train and then they swear at you. So, for example, this afternoon I got on a B line, a 99 B line, to come home, and I was getting on the bus, and people were as far into the bus as they could go, and a woman behind me got on the bus and pushed me. There was no more room, and she said, "Keep moving." And I said, "Excuse me, lady, there's no more room." And she said, "Keep moving." Now, I'm a big dude, okay? I'm a big person. Let's not even get into the fact that I'm a large person. But suffice it to say, there was no more room. And I apologize to whoever this woman was. In fact, there was no more room caused by, the size of my ass, basically. But at the same time, you don't push people. And then she says, "Move, asshole," to me. Like, that's supposed to help the situation. And then she kind of tried to shove me again. And she wasn't very big, so that didn't work very well for her. But the point is, like, why do I have to endure this abuse just because she can't wait 5.5 or 6.5 minutes or whatever it is for the next bus? Like, why? That makes no sense. And like, the world is coming for the Olympics. What's our official slogan going to be for the Olympics? Hey, asshole, move. Is that the spirit of the Olympics? And it's already begun if you think about it, because of course this week the World Police and Fire Games are here, and not just like the firefighters and the policemen came, their families came. Seen lots of them around the the town this week. Saw some at Granville Island. Saw some at some of the other, saw some at Kitts Beach the other day. Saw some around the city. And like, what's our slogan gonna be? "Excuse me, asshole, get out of my way." It's the same thing on the SkyTrains. I got on the Main Street SkyTrain the other day, and again, got on, got pushed by somebody, got called a bunch of foul names that I can't repeat on my podcast because they're even too foul for this podcast. What does that say? If you, as those of you know who listen to previous podcasts, I talk about all kinds of things on my podcast. We don't generally drop the F-bomb, but occasionally when it's called for, we have to drop one here or there. We talk about shit and feces and caca and all those other kinds of things, but I'm not even going to say the words this woman called me on my podcast because I just don't think it's right. So the question becomes, what are we going to do? And people say, well, when the Olympics come, it'll be much better. No, it won't. We'll just be calling each other bad names in other languages as far as I'm concerned. You know, that's so hopefully when the Olympics come, I won't have to be here.